Today, I'm going to show you how to use NAV Prime, including the new NAV Prime Card, to boost up your business credit score. This is an updated video because there's been a lot of changes with NAV recently. For example, right now, NAV is not showing you your DNB business credit report. However, they are still reporting to Dun & Bradstreet, Experian, and Equifax on time every single month. So you can still use NAV to boost up your business credit score relatively quickly. And let me share with you another tip while we're talking about reporting. NAV reports at the end of the month. So just take note. If it's the middle of the month and you get your NAV Prime account, make sure you fill in all your address information correctly. Then early in the following month, you'll already have your first trade line on all three business credit bureaus, Dun & Bradstreet, Experian, and Equifax. So yes, they still report to DNB, even though currently when you log into NAV, they're not showing you the DNB report. So if you want to look at your DNB report, just go to DNB's website. You can create your free login there. All right, but let's dive in because this video is all about NAV, NAV Prime, and the new NAV Prime card. If you follow the steps in this video, you'll be able to properly boost up your business credit score very quickly using NAV. But I'm also going to show you how to check your business credit score to make sure there's no inaccuracies. If there are, I'll show you how to dispute them and how to get a full look at your business credit report. This is going to make it a lot easier to get approved for business credit and for business funding like no doc, business credit cards, and business lines of credit. When you first log into NAV, they show you your business credit and your personal credit. If you can't see your personal credit, you should verify that information with NAV. It's a soft pull, no hard inquiry on your credit report, but it is important because it's actually going to give you access to your SBSS score. At the time of recording this video, it's an extra $10 per month to see your SBSS score, but it is important to have it. SBSS is Small Business Scoring Service. It's a blended score between your Experian Business Credit Score and your Experian Personal Credit Score. A lot of banks do check this score, so don't skip out on verifying your personal credit on NAV. All right, but let's check out our business credit score. So I'm going to click on Credit Health on the left-hand side menu. It'll then show you your business credit reports. So we'll click on Equifax. Now, it says 369. If you're using the free account, it'll just say a letter rating. I highly recommend that you get the paid account for NAV. I'll include a link inside of the description of this video because you really need to see all of the information in more detail. So on the paid account with NAV Prime, including the account with the NAV Prime card, you're gonna see your score. Not a letter score, but your real numerical score. Now it says 369 and it says poor. Do not get discouraged by that if that's what it shows on your business credit report. If I scroll down, I can see the most important part of this, which is how many trade lines do you have reporting on your business credit profile. In this case, we have one account that is reporting and it is showing as on time. It's showing current. There's no negative items, no bankruptcies, no delinquencies, no past due payments, anything like that. So even though the score might be saying poor, this is actually a good business credit profile on Equifax because it has one positive reporting trade line. Just look at number of positive reporting trade lines. Do not get caught up on your score or that if it says poor or it says good there. As you get more trade lines on your business credit report, you will start to see your score improve. But the truth of the matter is that if you're applying for business credit, whether it's Net 30 vendor accounts or business credit cards, lines of credit, you actually need to just have at least one business credit trade line, positive reporting trade line on all three business credit bureaus, DNB, Experian, and Equifax. At that point, you could apply for funding. But my advice is that you set a target for 3 or more trade lines as your goal. So even though the minimum is 1, and 1 is way better than 0, you want to have a target of having at least 3 trade lines on your business credit report. If you go beyond 3, it'll be helpful, but it's not that big of an impact. All right, next, I'm going to look at the Experian Business Credit Report on NAV. Here it says score of 48, medium risk. Again, we're not going to obsess over the number, the letters, or any of that, but we are going to look at positive reporting trade lines and if there's any negatives on here. If I scroll down, I can see that we have 2 trade line payments, which is good. So it's more than the minimum of 1, but it's not yet at the target of 3. So this business credit profile needs 1 more business credit trade line to have a really solid business credit score. However, I could apply for funding at this point because I do have at least that 1 trade line already. If I scroll down again, I can see that there's no judgments, there's no liens or anything like that. There is a UCC filing, which is from M&T Bank. They gave us a $100,000 business line of credit. No doc, no tax returns, or financials required or anything like that. So it's very easy to get approved for that. But the trade-off is that there is a UCC filing on the business. This is not a big deal, but there will be some banks that will not lend to this business because it already has a UCC filing. Again, not every bank will act that way. Some will, some won't. It'll still be relatively easy to get business credit cards, even with the UCC lien. All right, now we're going to look at FICO SBSS score. This is that blended score between Experian Business, Experian Personal blended together. And this is a score that a lot of banks look at. You want to have a 165 or higher. So this is actually one of the cases where we are looking at the number. You get a break point at 165. That's very good. Anything of 165 or higher, 175 or higher is also great. 200 or higher. Those would be your break points. Breakpoint means that once you cross that barrier, it's a lot easier to get approved for business funding. By the way, if you want to quickly improve your SBSS score, just improve your Experian personal credit utilization. There's different methods on how you can do that, but we find that utilization is one of the quickest, most impactful factors that affects your SBSS score. All right, so that's how the scores break down on NAV, but now we got to double check our profile and settings. This is where all the information is about your business. So what we know is that in the beginning of the month, every single month, NAV is going to report my positive reporting trade line to Dun & Bradstreet, Experian, and Equifax for having the NAV Prime account. But I got to make sure that my address is entered in correctly on my profile. Now, a lot of people get caught up on the address. They don't know, do you use a registered agent address, home address, office address? Whatever address that you pick, just be consistent. Make sure your articles of formation match. Make sure your listings for your business match. So if we Google your company, we see your website, we see your listings online, like through Yelp or Google, etc. Try to have all the addresses match. Wherever you're building up your business credit profile, make sure that matches here. This is super important. All right, so in addition to the NAV Prime account, there's also the NAV Prime Card. This is an additional trade line that you can get that will continue to boost up your business credit score. This is so helpful for small business owners because now you have one account and you're actually getting two trade lines to positively impact your business credit profile. It's very easy to apply. You would just click Get Started from inside of your account. Pick if you're a sole proprietorship or a business. In this case, I'm an LLC, so I would click on Business and then click on Continue. Once you get your NAV Prime card, you'll now have a Visa card that you could use. It'll have a preset spending limit and it's a charge card. So it's not revolving, you're not carrying a balance every single month. You're going to be paying it off. What's cool about this card though is that you do get a virtual and a physical card. So if you do a lot of shopping online like I do, you could definitely use that virtual card. Just to be clear, to get that NAV Prime card, you do need a NAV Prime account. I have a little more detail on my blog about the NAV Prime card. If you want to read about it, I'll include a link of that in the description. But some of the core features are the fact that no security deposit is required, and they have a daily auto pay feature. I know this goes without saying, but use your card responsibly. This is something that's going to help boost up your business credit score, and you want to put it to work properly. So use it for everyday expenses, but just make sure that you pay on time. In case you were wondering, a lot of people ask, there is no credit check for this card. I've been with NAV before they were even called NAV, and I can tell you that they've gone through a lot of changes and improvements for us, the small business owners, the business credit seekers. I give the NAV Prime account 2 thumbs up, and I think you will too.